I thought what I'd share with you today is the evolution of Psyence and how it came into being. And we can tell you a little bit more about the business. And I'm hoping that over the next couple of weeks, as I share more and more information with you about our business, our strategy, our paths to revenue, our paths to value, you can be part of the growth and development of Psyence. And in time, I'll introduce you to our team as well. So as I mentioned to you previously, I set up Africa's largest medical cannabis operation, and that was acquired back in May of 2020. We did a management part and acquired that operation back. And a lot of people have said to me, in Psyence, how is it possible that your company has achieved so much in a space of 1 year? Quite simply, we haven't achieved a lot in the space of 1 year. We've achieved a lot in the space of 3 years because it's part of the cannabis business that we acquired back from Canopy Growth Corporation that morphed into Psychedelics and became Psyence, the company we know today. So we've been at this for at least 3 years. So we've been on the road for some time. So that's why we've achieved so much in the company. So how did Psyence come into being? Well, parallel with my cannabis journey, I worked very closely with the government in Lesotho. And that culminated in April of last year of the government awarding our company, Psyence, a full license to cultivate, to process, to produce, to import, because one needs to bring in starting raw material, and to export psilocybin mushrooms. So that license was awarded just over a year ago. Right, so once the license was awarded, I initially invested approximately $1 million of my own funds into the business to get the business going, to build it up. I designed a small-scale commercial facility for Psyence to produce and cultivate mushrooms, and I built out that small-scale commercial facility. We're very fortunate to have an incredibly solid team from Canopy Growth of engineers, of agronomists, QA, but we did need to complement and supplement that team with microbiologists, with mycologists. So during the course of last year, I built out the small-scale commercial facility. We also sourced genetics both locally, which we needed to characterize, and we imported genetics from Europe. And I'm convinced we must be one of the first companies in the world to legally import psilocybin genetics from Europe. And we did that, and we've grown out those genetics. So the facility is built, the facility is fully operational, and we're in full-scale production. Now, I built the facility to the BSI standards, which is the British Standards Institute, and it's also been built to GMP standards. We are expecting to be BSI certified in the last quarter of this year, in the last quarter of 2021. Let me share my screen. That's what it looks like. So as you can see, the environment is incredibly sterile. This is a different level completely to cannabis. Fungi spores are really, really tiny. The degree of sterility is at another level. And I think that's a big barrier to entry for cultivation. So that's really the facility. Let me show you a couple of more pictures. There we go. Psyence production, 56-day grow cycle to cultivate and grow our mushrooms. And there's some interesting pictures to show you the process. And what comes out of the facility at the end of the day is a nitrogen-sealed, silver foil psilocybin mushrooms. We are growing 11 different strains at the moment. Just to tell you a little bit about the business, I've got 4 main divisions in Psyence: Therapeutics, Experience, Production, and Function. And over the next couple of weeks, I'll tell you a little bit more about each one. But at a very high level, Therapeutics is led by Dr. Abza, who's a neurologist, and Dr. Grant, who has a PhD in pharmaceutical science, and they're working very closely with Dr. Dingle Spence, an oncologist. What is our end game in therapeutics? Well, we are looking to develop a palliative care drug backed up with clinical trials. On the production side, the 2 key points to really emphasize is we are not working with synthetics. We are focusing on natural products. I'm a big advocate and believe in natural plant-based medicine. And the other second important point is our facility is scalable and can absolutely service global markets. On the function side, what we are doing actually next month, we're launching our first product. There's going to be 4 products, a functional mushroom product. But later this year, we're also launching another 3 products for mood, for anxiety, and for sleep. Mood, anxiety, and sleep. These will all be plant-based medicines, over-the-counter nutraceuticals, but the raw ingredients that feed into all of these medications have clinical evidence and data that back them up. I believe there's a big opportunity to launch an over-the-counter range of science-validated, clinical evidence-led plant-based medicines for mental health and mental wellness. We're on the verge of a second mental health pandemic at the moment. And we can help with natural plant-based medicines. And that's what we're getting in place at the moment. And when psilocybin is legalized, we can add psilocybin to this product range. It's easy to tweak the branding with a little plus or now or extra or now with, whatever that may be. And we have some great ideas around that. So we're focusing a lot of efforts and energy and attention on our function range. And that's going to comprise of 4 wellness products, which will all hit the shelves in 2021.